Have you ever wondered why Minecraft doesn't have colored torches in the game? Or why it doesn't have underwater TNT? What about a heat block that can melt snow and ice? A chalkboard? An in-game code builder and a bot? Glow sticks? A camera? Balloons? What about every single element of the periodic table with confusing crafting recipes that made me feel like I was back in my first few days of playing Minecraft? Thank God for the wiki. Well, if for some reason you had ever wondered why any of these features never existed in Minecraft, start singing your praises because they do exist, not in Java, but in one of the most obscure versions of Minecraft, Education Edition. What is Education Edition, you may be asking, and how can I play it? Minecraft Education Edition is a version of the game designed for classroom use, released in late 2016. It was originally called Minecraft EDU, released back in November 2011. Mojang would acquire it in early 2016 and eventually released Minecraft Education Edition. Education Edition is based on Bedrock and only costs $5 a year. However, not everybody can just up and buy it. In order to be eligible, you have to be part of a school or academic institution with a specific email address. Luckily for me, my younger brother is still in school, so he could log in for me, but if you aren't as lucky, there are some alternative methods online. Anyways, Education Edition has some really cool features that no other version of Minecraft has. The first thing I immediately noticed was the fact that you can host your Minecraft world and let people join with a unique code. Using this method, you can actually let players join who aren't on the same network as you, meaning it's superior to Open to LAN as you're basically creating a server. This is something Java players have wanted for years, so they can easily let their friends join their world. Let's take a look at some of the unique blocks and crafting recipes. Quickly though, let me educate you on why you should subscribe. Studies have shown that subscribing to the Mr. Epic is actually positively correlated with intelligence. And you also get this little badge. How could you not want to subscribe now? Come on, help me get to 400k. Anyways, in Minecraft Bedrock, you actually have a setting which enables some Education Edition only features when starting a new world. You don't get all of them though. First of all, there's the border block, an unbreakable block which prevents movement. But here's the thing, unlike the barrier block, it prevents movement on the entire Y-axis. If I deop myself, I can no longer fly over the barrier, break blocks below it, or even place blocks above it while in creative. It's basically like a tiny world border. Then we have the allow and deny blocks. Deny blocks basically prevent you from building on them, making this totally not exploitable sound effect upon doing so. Just imagine the teacher is trying to explain what to do and all you hear is this the entire time. Now you may be thinking that allow blocks are quite pointless, you can already build anywhere in the world. Well, Education Edition has this unique command called Immutable World, which makes it so you can't place or destroy blocks anywhere, as we are reminded by this lovely sound effect once again. However, you can place blocks on top of allow blocks when Immutable World is enabled, and that's its functionality. The heat block can melt snow and ice without producing light, but in order to get this block, even in creative, you have to go through Education Edition's unique compound crafting system, which is required to get many other unique items we'll talk about today as well. There exists 118 elements and isotopes, the equivalent of the periodic table, which can be obtained by using the element constructor, another new block. From here you can select a certain amount of protons, electrons, and neutrons. With the right combinations you can get elements. Thank God the wiki exists because I do not remember a single thing from high school chemistry. With these elements, which can also be placed as blocks, you can now use the compound creator, which can combine elements to make compounds. Once again, thank God for the wiki. Then you can combine multiple compounds, that's right, you often need more than one, with elements and other random crap in another new block known as the lab table and get garbage. That's right, it failed because I was in creative and didn't know I put an entire stack of the random materials I obtained in here, instead of just one. Goodbye your stacks of random stupid items you just spent 10 minutes reading the wiki about to obtain. Seriously though, once I put the correct amount of ingredients in, I finally got the heat block with this cool little animation. All that effort for this. Did I mention it only works within a 2-block radius? And my god, that has to be the most effort I've ever put into crafting anything in Minecraft, and there's so many different and complicated recipes as well. I'm not sure how any 10-year-old kid is going to use this without the help of the wiki. But if you do decide that you wasted 10 minutes for nothing and want your resources back, thankfully another block known as the material reducer exists, which converts the block back into their compounds. But enough of that convoluted crafting system. Back to the unique blocks and features, of which I'm not going to show you how to craft because then this video would be over 20 minutes, so use the wiki if you're curious. Underwater TNT is straightforward and useful. It's a unique form of TNT which also works underwater. We also have underwater torches, which scared the hell out of me because every so often they make this sound effect, which sounds like a creeper's about to blow up. They also have this cool particle effect. I don't know why they added this sound effect though, because if you decide to use them in a base or a build, you're going to be in a constant fear-induced state. Speaking of torches, there's 4 different colored ones, blue, red, purple, and green, all with their separate painstakingly tedious crafting recipes, and in the most shocking turn of events this year, none of them actually emit colored light. How disappointing. Then we have hardened glass and glass panes, which once again I had to meticulously craft individually. My god, that was annoying, but they do look very cool, like a more refined or solid version of normal glass. These provide a nice variation from the glass we have on Java and would be very useful. And finally for blocks we have the chalkboards. They come in 3 sizes, board, poster and slate, with board especially being able to contain a lot of characters. The text on these chalkboards can also be edited after you've written on them and even locked. Allowing for signs to be edited and locked after they are placed would be very useful to have on Java, that's for sure. Education Edition also has a variety of interesting items and entities. The NPC spawn egg spawns an NPC, mobs which can't move and don't have an AI. You can right click on them to change their skin, name, their dialogue, and even the URL or command they execute. Then upon players right clicking and interacting with them, they activate and display their dialogue, and you can even use inbuilt text-to-speech to read the message out.
My name is Jeff.
Pretty cool. The other NPC which exists is known as an agent. Agents can be programmed using the code builder. This feature is really something. By pressing C in-game, you can open this interface which allows you to literally code and modify what the agent does in-game and make it do whatever you want. There's different methods of coding, instructions, guides, and everything. It's really detailed and well done. By far the most impressive feature I've seen on the Education Edition yet. Then there's also ice bombs, these projectiles which when thrown, turn water into ice cubes, like so. These are really fun to use, and you can make some interesting water features doing so. Super Fertilizer is like an upgraded form of bone meal. It grows more flowers in a larger area on grass, makes crops grow entirely in one go, and one-shot saplings. Using the brewing stand, you can also craft 4 types of medicine, which cure specific potion effects. Antidotes cure poison, Elixir is used to cure weakness, eye drops cure blindness, if only it worked like that in real life, and Tonic cures nausea. Sparklers also exist in Education Edition in 5 different colors, including purple, orange, red, blue, and green, and can be activated by holding right click. They do have durability though and aren't infinite. They also disappointingly don't emit light, so you can't go running through a cave with them. But surely you can with glow sticks. These are a massive pain to craft due to the number of compounds required, and no surprises, they don't even emit light either, instead looking just like a Roblox lightsaber. Seriously, neither sparklers or glow sticks emit light? Such a missed opportunity here. Next for items we have balloons, which are the most entertaining yet. After another laborious crafting session, which I stuffed up and had to recraft the compounds anyways, I finally got to mess around with them. You can attach balloons to walls or fences and they remain like so, but then if you attach them to mobs, they enter the atmosphere and eventually despawn. Some mobs move faster than others, with chickens rocketing up into the air, whereas iron golems take a more scenic trip. Here's a list of all the possible mobs which the balloon can attach to, most of which are faster than flying. And finally, for unique items, we have the camera. I talked about this in last week's video, so I'll be quick. With the camera, you can right click and take pictures like so, selfies included, or you can place the camera down and activate it. You can access the pictures you've taken in the portfolio, where you can name the pictures, export them, and convert them into holdable items. You can then place the pictures in item frames, meaning you can hang them up around your base like map art, and you can also add pictures to books and even export the book as a PDF onto your computer. It's a really cool feature with lots of potential. I would love to hang pictures up at my base in Java Edition. Alright, so this is where the video was going to end, as the final feature of Education Edition, known as Classroom Mode, is a teacher-only feature, meaning you need a special teacher-only school account email. I luckily managed to get in contact with a friend, and to my surprise, got their account working, so I guess we can take a look. I first had to watch some quality tutorials to figure out how Classroom Mode works.
And we're going to go ahead and start a world.
It's another program you have to download separately. Basically, when you have the Classroom Mode activated, you can connect to a world you are hosting and access this special little GUI which contains a map, player roster, a chat, and more. It's like a dumbed down server console, except we have these cool graphical features. With the map, which updates with player movements, you can also zoom in and out. It functions surprisingly well. You are even able to see structures being built in real time from this bird's eye perspective. You can even right click anywhere on the map to teleport all players to it, which is quite fun to mess around with. Then you also have the ability to toggle a bunch of basic game rules, such as pausing the game entirely for all players, disabling chat, disabling PvP and damage, normal stuff. It essentially just lets the teacher control their class, because you know there's going to be that one kid who goes around burning everything and griefing. Exactly as I would have done if Education Edition existed when I was in school. You can even message the students from this chat window. And that about wraps it up. Lots of cool features in Education Edition, even if some of them are a nightmare to craft, although it still isn't better than Java. Just ignore the title of the video. Be sure to subscribe and help me get to 400k. Thank you all so much for watching.